Good morning. It's Vanity Sanity time. Vanity Sanity. Hi. I'm just putting my pen down here at the bottom. Thomas. Kid. Vanity Sanity with Steph. And we are doing stock up talk. All right. Curbside. So curbside pickup is available now in most of the Texas Ulta Beauties, Arizona, some Denver, Colorado area, and some Nevada stores. Still not California, but we're probably about a week away from that. And I'm just learning how to pin this. So we'll see if I can do this. There we go. Pin comment. That way I don't have to say it over and over again. All right, I just have skincare on right now. Whether or not we have a ton of money to spend on beauty right now, that's kind of case by case. I know a lot of us are either maybe furloughed, quarantined, unemployment. There's a lot of scenarios. So even if it's just taking some notes and figuring out what you can stock up on for eventual return, a lot of the things that I have started to try and play with, a lot of it's not super expensive, but it is something to invest in for more skin health, sun protection, anti-aging. One thing that I brought out of my bin, as you guys know, I work for Benefit Cosmetics, and I do this Vanity Sanity segment to literally just keep my own mental health in place. I am back to work this week, so just being able to get up and put my face on like my normal self is really the thing that makes me feel really great. And I started going through my bins yesterday, another cleaning moment, because I'm sure we're all there. We're all cleaning out our vanity areas. And I found my Bravo conditioning primer, and I have pretty full brows, but this product is basically your skincare brow product. It has keratin and soy protein in it to help stimulate just more volume in your hair. We really don't say it stimulates growth because honestly, a dead follicle really can't stimulate a hair where it doesn't exist, right? But when you're using soy keratin or keratin and soy protein on your hair, it makes the hair you have not only strengthen, but it could create a thickness that didn't exist before. So very similar to what it does in your actual hair. So I'm going to put that on first. I actually wore it last night as my skincare step before bed too. This is a great product. It also primes if you feel like either your brow products don't stick well enough to the hair and the skin. It also could bolden any of your products. Let's say you are using a $3 brow product from a no-name brand, but you kind of like it. It just doesn't wear well, or maybe you wish the pigment was stronger. That Bravo conditioning primer also primes to bolden the product too. I already have my skincare on. I wanted to mention this $12 serum that I had no idea would even do anything. I actually just bought it because I was just curious. It's called the Buffet, and the brand is called The Ordinary. And I've been using it for about a week, and I love it. It's a water-based primer. I wear it morning and night, and I've got that on already. I've also got 2 eye products. My eye area is my zone of expertise. I love the eye area. I have the Firm It Up serum from Benefit on, as well as a Dr. Perricone, the cold plasma eye. So I've got 2 different things, one before the other. I gave it some time to kind of soak in, so we're ready to roll. I also, because anti-aging, I also have a moisturizer on. I have a Tula 24/7 moisture. And this I don't have a ton of. I just started using it this week after I tried the serum and knew I loved it. And I'm trying that. So that's what I've got on now. Firm It Up. Corinne loves it. Firm It Up is a great serum for anti-aging. It literally is called Firm It Up, so you kind of know what it's supposed to be doing there. But it's got high potency ingredients that normal eye creams, they really only affect the surface. Serums actually penetrate deeper. So it helps create the elastin and the collagen that your skin needs to bend and move. So as you can see, the skin bends regularly right there, and it helps it to bounce back easier. So hopefully makes me look a decade, let's bank for that, a decade younger than I actually am. The next product I'm going to put on is the Dr. Perricone Tinted Moisturizer. I am a huge fan of Dr. Perricone's Face Finishing Moisturizer. And this one actually has, it looked white when I was putting it on. Like, it looks like a creamy color. And then it self-adjusts to my face tone. So it's a tinted moisturizer in its truest form. Now, the reason I say that is because there's a lot of makeup products that claim to be tinted moisturizers, and they're actually more of a foundation product. They're just a lightweight foundation product, and they might have a slight hydration factor, but this one actually has a full moisturizer in it. Like, I wouldn't have to wear one under, but of course I do because I'm psycho about anti-aging. But what I also love about it is it has a broad spectrum SPF 30 in it. So this could be a great one if I just wanted to throw it on and go for a run. I could also use this as pretty much my all-day face, and it evens out my skin tone a little, but it's not meant to be like a foundation product. I never look old because I do so much skincare though. Like, that's the reality, right? Like, we all hope that we can do this skincare thing well, and maybe it'll pay off, but you're not really sure. That's the hope, is that all the skincare I do is really adjusting as much as I can. And of course, I'm trying to keep out of the sun and all the normal stuff. All right, so after that, I'm going to go pretty lightweight today because I do have a workout planned, a sweaty workout at 3:30. So I'm not going to put a ton of complexion on, but I'm going to show you what I do with that whenever I know I'm going to sweat a little, but I don't want my face completely covered. I do also have work Zoom meetings today, so I do need to look presentable today. Otherwise, I would just do this and I'd be fine. I'm going to do Professional Hydrate, and I'm actually going to mix it with the Hello Happy Brightening Foundation in number 3. I like this foundation because it has an SPF 15 and it does have a brightener built in. And if I mix it with my Professional Hydrate, I use equal parts, and I actually do the same thing I was doing with my tinted moisturizer. I smash it between 2 hands and just apply it like it's a moisturizer. It evens out my skin tone enough, and I don't feel like I have that 2-step situation of primer, take out the sponge, beat the face. It really does feel more like I'm not wearing anything. And honestly, the more hydration I wear, the less I feel like I'm wearing makeup. That's kind of the key. The drier I am, the more it feels and looks like a foundation. So I don't mind that I've layered a lot of different things right now. And you can't beat protection. I'm going to go down my neck. All right. That looks good. And that was a number 3. I could probably mix a little of a darker shade, a 4 or a 5 at this point, because I got a little bit of color over the weekend just from being a runner. I've been running. And you can see it's a little light, but I'm going to be wearing some hula on top of it, so I'm not too concerned about that. And I've got to use this because I've already opened it and I need to use it. I think most of you know that things have shelf life. With foundation, it's about 12 months on most brands. And you can tell by on the box, there's a little canister that's open. It kind of looks like a can with a lid popped up. And it either has a 6, a 9, or a 12 written in that can. I believe, and fact check me for anyone who might have a box around, that Hello Happy Brightening Foundation, and probably most foundations, is about a year, 12 months. So you should be able to use it, but it's once it's open. So you really want to try to use it within a year. Okay, so I've got that on. Oh, look, Tim's got my coffee. Yay. Thanks, Tim. Pays to have coffee delivery, huh? That was good. Yay. Okay. So let's do some eye area. I love, and Corinne said it's mixology. So anytime we mix two products from Benefit together, or any brand really, we call it mixology. Some brands call it cocktailing. It's kind of the same thing. It allows us to put products on quicker, and we don't have to waste a lot of time on step and step and step and step. And honestly, if you enjoy the step process, maybe it's a day where you really just, you have time to kill and you really want to look like whoa factor, then put it all on in separate steps. It actually wears best probably when you do that, like when you layer and layer and layer. But when we're rushing and doing our day-to-day and maybe we don't have that time, it's okay to mix these things. And all the Benefit liquid products for face, the complexion things, are all meant to mix. This is Stay Don't Stray. This actually has skincare built into it too. So although it's an eye primer, and it is considered a 360 eye primer, you saw me put it down here as well as up here, it actually does have those holding properties that a primer would have, but it also has sodium hyaluronate, which helps to lock and amplify moisture. So if I'm already wearing a lot of moisture in this area, it's going to help keep that locked in and without evaporating off my face. So that's also a good thing. Thanks, Corinne, for checking on the 12 months. I was pretty sure most foundations, I believe foundations and concealers, most of the time are about a 12 month. And then mascara tends to be 6. But I will say that if you're using it every day, it will get goopy at 3, just so you know. So you should always be shifting your mascaras in and out for about a 3-month cycle, depending on how often you're wearing it. Right now we are wearing far less. So, okay, so I did that. So I'm only going to put on, so typically you guys, if you've watched my Vanity Sanities before, I do 2 shades of Boing Cakeless Concealer, mostly because I was in between shades. I actually am more of the straight 5 right now. So this is number 5. And because I'm not going to put a full foundation on today, I'm just going to draw kind of some stripes here and beat this out. So this is where we talk about curbside pickup. I work for Benefit and I have none of this on backstock. This is a fairly new product and I'm running low. So this is actually something I went on last night on the app, and I clicked the heart next to the product once I opened it. You can create a favorites page. I'm not ready today to buy it, and I might wait to see if a sale comes up or a promo kit or something else happens. But that's a great way to take a look at the products that you have your eye on and kind of put them in a sort of a holding cart. And you can always go back to your favorites list and start selecting them and putting them in your cart once you're ready. It also is a great tool to screenshot if you have a birthday or holiday coming up and people are asking you what you want, or can I get you anything, or like, you know, what's your color, all those things. It's really hard to obviously buy makeup for people when you don't know their shades. So if you favorites them, you could actually screenshot it and send it to them that way. So kind of a cool, I was playing with the app last night. It's a pretty phenomenal app. They actually also have virtual try on now on Ulta's app. So that's kind of cool. So if there's a product that's like a lipstick color, I think there's a new MAC bronzer collection, which has like 6 different lipstick shades. I'm kind of obsessed. I don't need any more lipstick, but I still want to look, obviously. I can look. It's like reading the menu, even though you can't eat the diet or something. It's the same feeling, right? But I was virtually trying on the lipsticks so I could see what the shades looked like, because I don't know what they look like and I'm not there. And honestly, they're not going to have testers when we go back. So we're not going to be able to apply these products in person at the stores anyway. So, okay. So as far as setting, I actually am going to bring out an oldie but a goodie, because I don't really want any more coverage on my face right now. I'm going to use something that's got no coverage, no color, but it's by the Professional line. So those of you who know Professional from Benefit, it's the #1 selling primer in the US, and it helps to reduce the appearance of texture and pores. What I love about this canister is the brush pops off the bottom. So this is my brush. It's kind of the perfect size for this eye area too. So if you're using it just to bake, I love that, but we're not baking today because honestly, I'm not going for that look. And you just sift your powder into the lid, and it turns whenever you're ready to like travel with it. It locks, so you don't have to worry about it exploding in your bag. And then you take your brush, you swirl, and this should be available on benefitcosmetics.com. I'm not sure about Ulta, to be honest. I'm going to apply this in the side of the nose. You can see I kind of packed a little bit on there where you can see it. And I'm just going to kind of dust it across the nose and around the eye. Really anywhere you have texture and that movement bothers you with the liquid. But I actually like the way the skin bounces light without powders. I don't put it everywhere. I just put it in the areas that really bother me. And it tends to be kind of this diamond zone right here, this little area. Okay. And to me, that's set. I don't need to do anything else. And I also use this product, which is why I have it on my vanity. I use it as a touch-up too. So if I feel like I got a little glossy, especially here, this is where I tend, and again, it's normal. My skin is lubricating right here because I'm bending a lot. This is my movement zone, my mouth. And so this will help me to kind of blot in that area and keep the oil from looking really intense. Oh, thank you for checking. So Corinne says the powder is not on Ulta's website anymore, but it should be on benefitcosmetics.com, which is hopeful. Let's hope you can get it. If not, I saw that there's a promo kit with the Boing Cakeless Concealer where it has a setting powder that comes with it. We don't sell that setting powder separately. So that would be the comparable thing you could try, especially if you were thinking about getting this. It's only $3 more than this by itself, and you get that setting powder with it. So that would be really cool. And it is a pore smoothing powder as well. So that's really cool too. Hi, Aunt Nancy. All right, complexion's on. I have my brow primer on that was just clear, but it helped kind of comb my hair into place. For eyes today, I'm going to do something pretty quick and easy. I'm going to use a new waterproof lining pencil called Rosy Cheeks. This is by Ulta Beauty. And these were buy two, get the third free. I think right now, and every week there's a new promo. Right now, it might be buy one, get one 50% off. I noticed they have some cheek sticks that I was kind of curious about. I'm really into the no brush application right now. I'm loving putting things on with my fingers, especially if it's long wearing. And this one, even though it's called Rosy Cheeks, it's kind of goldy. Like it's got a little bit more of a reflection of gold. And it's got just a little hint of that rose that they're talking about with that Rosy Cheeks. And it's considered a liner. So you could just use it around the rim of the eye like a liner, or in this case, it's big enough where I can actually apply it all over the lid and just blot the edges out. And it feels a little tacky. So as you can see, like I can lift my skin a little as I touch it, which is actually a good thing. It means if you're putting anything else on, it's going to help to prime it and make it stay. But I also have a primer on, so that also helps that factor too. Okay, so we're going to play with a new palette that I just got, the Jaclyn Hill palette, a lot of bright shades. I'm actually going to play with a few of the orange, like yellowy shades, just because I am curious. I'm going to play with this Rush color right here, this one right here. And I'm going to use a kind of a fluffier dome-shaped brush. I'm just going to go into that. This is very high pigment. I have no idea what this is going to look like, so keep in mind this is you and me together figuring this out. And this is a matte shade, so there's no shimmer to it. I'm just buffing it in the crease, giving my eye a little shape. And then I'm going to add a little Hoola to it, which we all know I do this all the time. Hoola is my favorite buff out color. And Hoola is the bronzer, #1 selling bronzer from Benefit. It's intended for really anywhere. We call them box of powders rather than calling them cheek or bronzers. And we use them for the eyes a lot because it's the perfect contour shade. And you'll see a color like Hoola in a lot of palettes. So if you already have it, you already are using a great contour shade. Hoola comes separately, but I'm actually using it out of my cheek palette. It's actually right here. Notice it doesn't look like much. It just looks like a brown matte shade. I'm going to use a little of that on the same brush and buff that out. And it just kind of softens edges. I use it for really any color that I use in my crease or my lid area because it helps to smooth the edges. It's also great all by itself, which I do a lot. So I just so you guys know, I started a YouTube channel for Vanity Sanity. All of the past videos were lost, which I'm really bummed about. You have to physically do something specific when they end to save them to your camera reel. I now know how to do that because I did some research. So I will be adding these videos to that YouTube channel for future viewing. And it's just called Vanity Sanity. So it should be pretty easy to find. But the past videos, unfortunately, are not there. So super bummed about that. I dug for hours trying to find this. So I'm going to use a little domed shaped smudger brush and take that Hoola, that same color that I used to buff out the edges. I'm just going to put a little on the lash line. I'm not going to wear liner in the inner rim today, even though I have a waterproof one. So no matter what, if I was sweaty or not, it would probably stay, but I'm not going to do that today. Although I am going to wear a waterproof liquid liner in brown on the top. So stay tuned. We're doing that. So I'm just kind of smudging that along the lash line. I typically don't wear a lot of liner on the bottom because to me, having a soft, smudgy, natural contour shade here is just easier and it looks cleaner. Weirdly enough, you would think it would look a little dirtier, but it actually looks cleaner because there's just less product to worry about. And my waterline can water all day and it wouldn't get messy, which is really great. And I do have watery eyes, so I tend to shy away from a lot of extra effort in that inner rim. I'm going to go back to that Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm actually going to use this on camera color, this gold one. And I'm going to use a more of a flat kind of, it's a little flatter, not as bulky. And there's a reason. When I use the colors on the lid, I tend to press. So I press right here on the lid center here. And I just kind of press up and down, working my way side to side. And what you'll notice is it kind of blends itself down already without having to do any brushing. And it applies a lot of pigment. So I don't have to sit there and add and add and add and add. So I just focus on the inner, right on the center, and then work my way side to side. This is a really good palette for bronzes, and I kind of think it's a date night palette personally because it has a lot of these really dark plums too, and those are going to be really pretty to add to these golds and these oranges. Today we're just going to kind of do a clean gold wash and make it pretty simple. Again, I got to look good, but I don't got to look like crazy town. I'm going to use Cookie Highlight, which is this brighter metallic highlight shade in the cheek palette. And I'm going to apply that just along brow bone and along the inner corner. And again, this is a fluffy, kind of larger brush. The fluffier the brush, the more the color looks like a watercolor. If it's a denser, flatter brush and you're pressing, it applies it more like an acrylic paint. So hopefully that kind of helps you with what the colors would look like. If you find that you have only fluffy brushes and you can't get this pigment to look this intense, you might need a flatter brush and you might need to press it and it'll give you more of that opaque acrylic paint look. All right, so that is that. Just kind of a bright, easy, bronzy look for today. And then roller liner. So this was one, again, I work for Benefit. I do not have enough of this on standby. Like, I don't have any of the brown. I had to actually order this. This is a brand new liner. So I was used to using kind of a dry one for a bit. Even the regional of Benefit Cosmetics, who has, usually a number of replacements in her stash, I did not have a replacement for this. I was using like the last of the last of the last. So if I'm a little hard, yeah, okay, it's pretty bold. I was worried about it coming out a lot more fluid than I was expecting, and I was preparing you all for the madness. That would have been my mishap here, but I'm just going to apply it. My lashes pretty much stop right here. So I don't apply liner on this inner corner here unless it's like, again, a night out, I'm really jazzing up some dark shades. That's when I apply it there. But if I don't have hair there, it looks like makeup at a certain point. If I have hair here, it literally just thickens up my lash line. The whole point of liner is to make your lashes look fuller. That's what it's there for. Now, when we start winging them out, when we start really pulling the line out this direction, it is more for dramatic effect. But even when you do your mascara, it looks like a piece of your lash with your eyes open. So it's really intended to look like your lashes. That is what liner is for. So let me apply. I've got my coffee in my way. Let's take a sip. Okay, that was worth it. Worth it. All right. So I'm going to apply just a baby wing. And basically I put it where I want it, and then I'll actually take it and smooth it into the rest of the liner I already put on. That's pretty much my suggestion for wing application is apply your normal stuff, get to a point where you kind of stop where you normally would, and then do that as a separate step and kind of pull it together. Obviously it's hard on camera too. So just keep in mind, like, hopefully you're not filming yourself doing this, or at least the first few times you try these wings, don't film yourself. I'm giving you a suggestion, but take my advice. Don't film yourself. The filming part is really difficult. And I'm just kind of going to press up against my lash line up until that point where my hair pretty much stops. Again, it looks more like real liner. And then once I am ready to apply the wing, notice I kind of stopped it right there. I'm going to apply and connect. And how I pick the angle, I mean, we've got two eyes. That's the hardest part about liner and brows. We've got two of them. I basically take the bottom lash line angle. So my lashes are going at this angle. So I kind of just take that angle and wing it down. That's basically it. That's it. This liner is great. It comes in black and brown. This is the brown. Notice it's not like, it actually looks pretty dark like a black. It's just a little bit more forgiving. So if I don't have a great edge, sometimes I don't. The black is a little harder to make that kind of fake. It's harder to fake. But the black is the true 1940s, beautiful, crisp. It is the preference if you're going to buy one and you're not sure. If you've got lighter skin tone or lighter eyes, the dark brown is awesome. I recommend it. With dark eyes, go with black if you're in doubt, and then the dark brown can always be a fallback shade for when you don't want to do a lot. So brows. I'm going to do something different today. So I already have the primer on. I kind of combed them. I did that. The comb on the primer, see how it's got the primer popping out? It kind of helps me comb my hair up to help me give that stand-up effect. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that my hair doesn't like to stand up. It likes to go sideways. And I like my brows to go up. So I use this first and kind of just, it has little prongs. It's just kind of gently massaging the area. So it's not really putting a ton of product on. And it's kind of conditioning, so it's soft. There's not a lot of hold or anything there. But I've got a lot of things I want to try. So let's play with, I kind of want to use my 3D brow tones in number 2 on my brows because it's like a highlight shade. My hair, I used a blonde shampoo last night and it feels like it lightened a little. So this is actually going to help lighten my brows a little. But I need to start with a base shade that's my tone. So let's do we want to do brow styler or do we want to do a precisely pencil? What are we thinking? I'm thinking, so brow styler has a wax pencil and a loose powder. Precisely Pencil is just a pencil, but it's the best selling Benefit brow product out there, and it's super amazing. So we've got a good combo here. Let's do Precisely Pencil. That's what I'm going to do. It's the best selling. If you're going to make your list on the Ulta app for what you need next, this pencil needs to be on it. It comes in 12 shades. It also comes in minis. So if you're not sure, you could buy the half size. The full size pencil comes with a spoolie on the end though. So I do like the spoolie, especially when you want to blend this one out. What I tend to do to help myself with tweezing, which I did do over the weekend, I've tweezed all the hairs I didn't want underneath that were really far down, but we don't have our waxing professionals available to us. I like to know where I should start, and I'm using this inner groove of this nose area here. We call that the inner fold. This is where I should start. So you can tell I made a little mark there. Same thing on the other side. You would just want to make sure you make a mark so you know where to start. This allows you not to go either too far in or too far out. I tend to start in the front because for me, I'm actually really sparse there. I know most people would say don't start there, but I like to create a few hair strokes there. And then I connect all these little hairs. And by the way, I usually tweeze these little hairs, and I didn't over the weekend. But notice that if I start connecting them, it starts to look like a full line there. So I actually don't need to tweeze them. I could just keep filling them. And the key here, and I'm trying to listen to our global brow authority with his advice, leave space between the hairs. You should still be able to see some skin. That's what makes it look real. I like to overpaint my brows because I'm kind of an obsessive artist when it comes to this stuff. So I have to force myself to make a mark and walk away. So that's my advice to you is make your mark and walk away. Try not to overfill it or overcolor it in. I think that's my problem. I'm a big colorer when I was a kid. I do not need that much product in there. Okay. So see how that really helped correct all the spaces between. Now I'm going to apply a few strokes here. And the other tip that's really helped with my specific brow, every brow is different. My hair here grows down. And you watch videos and they're all kind of drawing stuff up. That's great, except in my brow, it doesn't look real when I draw against my hair. So I actually, to fill some spaces, I actually have to come down and follow that growth angle. So find your growth angle. Look at how much cleaner that looks. That's it. And then I take this 3D Brow Tones in number 2. So that's the difference between the sides. And they're different regardless, so that's neither here nor there. This looks kind of blondie. That's good because I have a lot of blonde in my hair right now. I'm just going to take that and finish off with it. Now there's a little snake tongue prong. You see that little guy? It's got little spikies. If I apply that more directly, it applies more product like I'm painting it through. And what's great about that is it really does start to really blonde up my brows. So it's lifting up the color. Now this, I don't think we're going to make forever. I say that because it's been on sale on benefitcosmetics.com for a while, which makes me sad, but it's half off. So if you're wanting something kind of cool to try that's got a highlight to it, that would be a great one. I use the blonde color, which is the 2. There is more of like a brunette color that's actually good for blondes because it low lights. It gives you those like lower highlights. But if you don't have low lights, just use the blonde one and that would be a good one. It just kind of blondes up the brow a little bit. All right, to the other side. So again, I start where I'm super sparse. If I make a mark that is a little too aggressive for my liking, that's where the spoolie comes in. Did you see I didn't use the spoolie on the other side? Because I actually was pretty happy with all my strokes. I didn't care about anything being too dark. If, though, you're flying through this process and you feel like you made a mark that was a little too intentional, you could take this and soften it down just by spreading it through. The pencil takes about 10 minutes to completely set, and it is waterproof. So once it sets, it's there. But you have about 10 minutes to play with. So I don't think anyone's doing their brows for longer than that. Let's hope not. Anyway. Make my mark and walk away. I'm learning. And I'm keeping all these little hairs. That's been the biggest game changer. Okay. Let's fill these guys here. Just a few strokes there. A few strokes through here. This tail's a little thinner. This is actually the side I sleep on, so that's pretty common. So I have to do a little more filling in that corner there than the other side. The other side's pretty full there. And then, like I said, my hair grows at a downward slant. So I just fill a few downward slants where I'm a little thinner. It's pretty good. I made a little mark here in this front that I wasn't 100% there before. There we go. There it is. And then 3D brow tones. We're going to brush that through. And then do a little painting with our snake tongue prongs on that end. I love this product. I'm really sad it didn't do better. We have it in like really bold colors too, like pink and purple and green, but it wasn't one of the best-selling products, and that's okay. They don't all have to be winners. I like that. My brows, it brings me to life. Like, I love that. And then mascara. I also opened up a new mascara yesterday because I realized, okay, Stephanie, like you've got 50 mascara backups in your cabinet and you're using an old one. Like, what are you doing? So I opened up a new Roller Lash. This is my favorite mascara that Benefit makes. We have 3, and we are the #1 selling mascara brand. So if you have questions about which one you should get, I am here for you. I'm here for all of it. And there's so many promos. I wouldn't buy this mascara without buying it in a promo set because you're going to get something for free or you're going to have a major discount happening. So search for this mascara in a promo kit on either Ulta.com or BenefitCosmetics.com. I'm sure even Sephora.com has something. I would never buy this by itself. It'll always come in a set where you get something. And then a little bit on the bottom lashes. Again, I have no liner down here, just a little hula dusted on my lash line. And this is where my face comes to life. Mascara and brows really do it for me. Like, if I just have those 2 things on, I'm pretty good, which is why I don't over focus on the things I don't need. If you've got pretty even skin tone, and you just know it doesn't look perfect, but you have pretty even tone, you don't need a lot of complexion. You just need a lot of skincare. Take care of your skin, hydrate your skin, and put a few things on that make you feel good about it. But your brows and lashes probably make the biggest difference. Because with your eyes looking nice and wide and bright, that's what makes us look the healthiest. All right, so there's that. And then we're going to put some cheek on. I'm just going to throw my tried and true hula. Because my foundation color, I just did a mixology this morning with that, with mixing it with Professional. I'm going to need a little bit more hula because it was a little lighter than I wanted it to be. I got a little bit more color and didn't realize that I needed a darker shade. So I'm just applying a little bit more hula. Notice I focus here. I focus on the cheekbone. But because I need it everywhere, I'm really dusting it all over. I'm just focusing here to give me a little bit more of an edge there. And it doesn't need to be a hard edge. I'm using a very big, soft brush, so it's not giving me that, it's not acrylic paint, it's watercolor, right? The fuller the brush, the fluffier the brush, the more it looks like a watercolor and not an acrylic paint. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, Nancy, I hear ya. If you've got friends who want to watch these videos and they can't because maybe they don't follow me and they don't want to be that creeper and weirdo that starts friending me out of nowhere, which, by the way, I wouldn't care, but I'm going to have it on YouTube today. So hopefully they'll be able to find it. There's nothing on that channel yet, so this will be the first video. So that's Hula, and I'm just going to apply just a touch of Georgia. Georgia's the new peachy. I don't even consider it a blush. It does have a little color, but it's not really a blush. I'm just applying that to brighten the face. And there we go. For the Zoom call I'm about to jump on, I'm just going to apply a lipstick. This is actually Origins. It's a really bold color. I don't have to do a lot because a lipstick will steal the show. And this is the new, like, it's super creamy. I'm obsessed. I like all the bolder shades personally. I'm like a red, or in this case, this is a kind of a pinky coral. It makes it easy to not have to do a lot of other stuff because it really just stands on its own. Love you guys. Vanity Sanity is here for your sanity, but more importantly, my own. Even if no one was watching, this is for myself to really feel like I can put my face on every day, feel like a normal human being. But if there is anything that you have questions about, obviously I mentioned this will be on my YouTube channel, Vanity Sanity. And of course you can send messages through Instagram if you're watching this now. This is going to be hopefully a regular occurrence for a while, but not every day. I'll probably post the night before every time I'm about to have one of these. And it's about 9 a.m. most days. Today I have a call at 9 a.m. so I had to do it a little earlier. But thank you guys for joining. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will talk soon. Bye.